Hello Gemini, and welcome to your July monthly reading. I am alignedsoultarot. Welcome. This will be for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. This will be a general message for the month. So just so you know, if you want to go a bit deeper or you like what you hear with this reading, all my information will be in the description box below. You can reach out to me and we can shine some light on some deeper core issues or situations that you might be dealing with at this time. So Gemini, it is so beautiful to see you in your element here. There is so much air energy showing up in the pre-shuffle in your cards, mainly from my Dreams of Gaia deck. We have 4 air cards that wanted to show up. And we also had the air card come out from a different deck. So tons of air energy, and that's beautiful because Gemini, you are an air sign. So a lot of this reading is going to be connecting to you personally, but you also might be dealing with another air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Also, we have fire here, so you might be dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And we have the Mars card here, which can represent Aries or Scorpio, okay? We're gonna kind of see how all of these cards come together for you for July. And just know that I timestamp it for July, but these messages serve you for when you find this video. Whatever you're drawn to it, usually by the title, if it's appealing to you, let the messages resonate as they will. The power of free will is always at play with my readings. So if none of this message serves you, just let it fall away, okay? This is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign. So, like I said, maybe dealing with a fire or fellow air sign. But right off the bat, what I'm getting for you is communication, especially with this eclipse season that we have just kind of went through and are going to continue going through in July. But everything, the eclipse season started in June. So going into this reading, like I said, whenever you find it, just know that I'm picking up on past, present, or future energies. Communication has been a huge thing for you, especially with all this air energy showing up, okay? And not only because it's showing up on the board, but in general, Gemini, communication is really being highlighted during this eclipse season for you. So a lot of mysteries being solved, odd feelings that you might have been held captive to. You're having a lot of new awareness, and so are all the signs. That's what eclipses bring, right? But like I've been mentioning with most of the other readings, is we have this polarity with the eclipse season and the retrogrades. So with retrogrades, we have, sorry, I've somewhat lost my voice. With retrogrades happening in several planets, we have a lot of this going backwards, going inwards, looking at the past, healing the past, reassessing, right? And then the eclipse energy is more about moving forward, awareness, new timeline. So it's a little like polarity there, right? And with that being said, it's really important to communicate, right? And sometimes we might feel stuck, even as a Gemini, where that's your kind of ruling gift, I should say. I do feel that each sign is kind of given a generalized overarching theme, but just because you have that theme, Gemini, it doesn't mean that you're always necessarily naturally good at that. I think it's just something also that you build over your lifetime. And there also has a lot of other aspects of your chart that have to do with who you are and how you communicate. So not all Geminis are built the same, right? And especially with Mercury retrograde, every one of the signs is lacking in that department in some sense. So there might be some shakeups around communication that you have experienced In June, Mercury went retrograde, but as of June 24th, Venus is now coming out of retrograde. So there's this exchange of energy, and you got the love card here that's kind of smack dab in the middle, surrounded by all of this lovely air energy. And so I do think that love is a general theme for you for the month of July, and communicating your desires, your needs around love, okay? And Venus coming into direct as of July, I think it will be easier for you to form sentences and communication around love. And you could also still be kind of reassessing that and thinking of ways to communicate your love, your passion, your desires, because like I said, we're kind of exchanging planets. So Venus is going direct, Mercury's retrograde, and we're going to be feeling that for most of July. So just know that with this polar energy, this polarity, there might be some shakeups. So just to bring awareness to you, dear Gemini, I want you to be mindful of your communication, particularly around love, okay? When I see this fire energy, I do sense it could be someone around you, but when I see fire and Mars, it's almost like Spirit is asking you to take on this lovely, passionate energy, especially when it comes to your love life, dear Gemini, when the love card shows up here. I'm gonna actually read this card for you from the book towards the end of the reading, just to kind of tie it up, because I do feel that this is kind of a center point for you. And love does not have to just represent love for someone else, okay? Let's make that very clear here. This can also represent self-love. Love is a very generalized theme, as we might say. Love for our job, love for ourselves, love for another. Love is a feeling. It's a deep feeling that we feel, and it can be felt on many different forms, right? In many different ways. So just know that as you are taking this message in, dear Gemini. But this angel fairy is kind of lighting a fire within you, a passion for life, a love for life, a drive for life, something, whatever that is for you. This is a general message, but you have this drive with the fire and the Mars card and the air. It's like the air is just lighting the fire. And when you think of fire, it needs fuel, it needs oxygen, and it needs heat, right? So during the month of July, it's like this expansiveness. It's like, you know, your air, everything about you that is airy and open and flowing is just feeding the fire within. And it's so beautiful to see that, Gemini, because I really see you stepping into your element and opening your heart. Most of my readings, this card has been coming out from the Empathic Oracle, because I think all of us are being called to open our heart, even amongst the most rainiest of days within the collective, right? Micro and macro levels, personal, bigger picture. We're all being asked to open our heart and to receive love even, right? And to also give love. It is a mutual exchange, right? So with that being said, dear Gemini, finding relationships that you find that equal exchange and the heart is open on both ends of the spectrum, and allowing people to open their heart, right? And I feel like you have this drive, this initiative with Mars and the fire and the air element kind of opening you up to receiving love from all aspects of your life. Like I said, it doesn't have to just be from someone else. You are learning, you are mastering, and you are communicating your needs, what you want, and you're going after it with the Mars energy. You're not just sitting on the back lines anymore. You have come to terms, I feel, in July with some sense of knowing what you desire with this Mars energy. It's the warrior card. It's Aries, and like I said, it's sitting next to this fire and air. So it's just like this huge combustion of energy. I think during this eclipse season, you felt a lot of relief, and, you know, a lot of the mystery, like I said, has been solved. So it's bringing in new energy into the future. You have the future card here. So I think with this kind of enveloping and opening up your heart and communicating and understanding, more awareness, you're looking into the future, and you're seeing that there is a light at the end of the tunnel here. You know, when I see these clouds and this rainstorm here, and I see this kind of represented as like a dark, stormy day, and it's kind of right between the future card. I think at one point or another, or maybe this is something that you are processing, is that you felt that your future looked bleak, or that there was something missing, and you were looking maybe too far ahead. And Spirit is asking you to stay open, receptive, in the present moment, right? To know that you are always held, to know that you are always supported, as long as you stay open to that, and know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel for you, dear Gemini, and keep fueling your fire, right? Allow people into your life that are going to fuel your fire and bring you into your future, right? You want people that are going to be motivated and driven, because that's what energy this reading is all about. When you see Mars, fire, air, like I said, it's like combustion, like breaking out of this container here. These are containers that you or someone else around you might have tried to put you in or fit you in, and you're now feeling this freedom, this liberation with the Mars card right above it, that you're breaking out of the container, right? There's this combustion energy of like, this is who I am. I want to express myself. I need to communicate. I need to be open. With all of this air energy here, it is all about truth. It is all about ending the illusion, taking off the mask here. I also really feel this strongly because the sequence that I'm picking up from these cards, you have the 5, you have the 6, and then you have the 8 into the King of Air. So it all starts with love, right? It all starts with love, dear Gemini. And through that embodiment of this love energy, right? Stepping into this placement, open heart, open mind, open spirit, it allows you to take the mask off and be your true authentic self. You are separating, right, what's false, what's illusion from reality. You're starting to bring awareness into your life. There's still this polarity that's within you, as within a Gemini in general. We have the twin energy. It's very receptive to energy in general, the shadow, the light, but it's about integrating, right, both of those twins within you. And with this 6 of air, you've graduated from the illusion and you are integrating both aspects of self, right? Understanding that you do have two sides to you, just like we all do, and we are learning how to, on the spiritual path, integrate those sides of us, those aspects of us, to bring more awareness, lightness, and spiritual understanding into the world, right? So we can evolve and grow as humans. So taking off the mask, and there's a step in between, you know, we're missing the 7, which is all about spirituality. So when I see that there's a missing sequence in the numbers, I do think that spirituality is a great way for you, dear Gemini, to connect to this part of you and to integrate both your light and your shadow self from the lessons that you've learned. To detach from ego, this is all about truth. This is all about stepping out of the ego, power, justice, right? That stepping out of the ego, which is more of our protective, I guess, side. It's not necessarily light or dark self. It is used as a protection against the wounds that we have felt in our lives, past lives, and When we step onto our spiritual path, we learn how to understand those parts of ourselves, and we bring love to them, right? We bring awareness to those aspects of self, and we take the blindfold off. We no longer are living with the mask on, right? No longer following the herd is also what I'm getting from this card. So really understanding who you are. You're like, this is who I am. And there's just so much awareness around this month for you, dear Gemini. I see so much enlightenment for you. With this air and fire energy, you might also have fire in your chart. But like I said, there's just so much awareness around love in general, around life. And there's so much like... just expansiveness with the King of Air here. This is all about communication. Like I said, it's a huge theme for you. Huge theme. Even though Mercury is retrograde, I do think that you are decompartmentalizing kind of hidden truths, aspects of yourself. You are taking them out of the containers. You're reassessing. Even if you're not necessarily communicating to others, you're learning how to communicate with yourself, right? Like I said, self-love, self-understanding, waking up to truths, hidden truths about yourself, no longer trying to put them in boxes and store them away and justify things that are not real, right? We no longer want to wear this mask, dear Gemini. We no longer want to fall trap and victim to a false persona. It's like, I am who I am, and I love that. I love that about me, and I want to show that to the world. I want to be empowered by myself, right? Mars, fire energy, being empowered, this masculine energy. Like I said, you could be dealing with a fellow air sign or someone that has heavy air in their chart, okay? And they are helping you realize what true love is. They are showing you that there's a light at the end of the tunnel here, dear Gemini. So this is just beautiful, open energy. This is like, I'm all in, I'm aware, I am learning, I am receptive. I think receptive is a really good word for you this month. Being very receptive. Integration is another huge word I'm getting with this Six of Air here. It's like that light and shadow. It's all about kind of integration for you. With the Queen of Earth, fly out here for your tarot. Let's see how that connects to the rest of your reading here. Calling out into the ether for soul guidance for my dear Gemini viewers. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. It's funny that I'm losing my voice when Mercury goes retrograde. And just so you know, I am also a Gemini, so a lot of this rings true for me as well, but it's just interesting how it plays out for the whole Gemini collective, right? Like I said, it really does depend on your placements in your chart. So if you ever need to find out, you can find out that information online for free. You can find out your moon, your rising, your Venus, because those aspects of your chart can also play a huge role in tarot, just so you know, okay? Just throwing that out there. And in the private reading, we can definitely look into all of that. Again, all that information is in the description box below for you. All right, so Queen of Earth, let's see what else we got for you, Gemini. Calling on our guides to be here with us for this reading. Oh, we got a flyer. Eight of Water in reverse. Okay. All right, we're gonna cut the deck here because cards are a flying. Like I said, there's this buzz to you, Gemini. There is this buzz. And another thing I want to mention for you, you, Gemini, is that June, for whenever you found this, was a lot about your professional life, how you show up, 10th house, career. It's like that movement forward, that push forward before Mercury went retrograde. And now that you're sitting in July, it's about really standing firm to who you are and like really discovering how other people in your life help you stay on that path, okay? So June was a really powerhouse month, and maybe that's what I'm picking up here is some past energy. But what Spirit's asking you for July to do is to continue moving forward with that energy, dear Gemini. So bottom of the deck, Six of Fire, Six of Wands, confidence. This is celebration. This is victory. Beautiful energy to see at the bottom of the deck. So underneath the love card, we have the meditation card. It's in reverse. So first and foremost, meditate to elevate. Dear Gemini, you can get caught up in your head. I get it. Air is all over the board here. So just know, like I said, June could have been a big month for you pushing forward in your career. You got Mars in the fire here. This huge, big combustion, right? Moving forward with love, passion, desire, but with that heavy force, and also Mercury going retrograde, which is your ruling planet, you can fall kilter. So like I said, July is all about standing your ground, right? You got the Queen of Pentacles here in reverse. So it is very important for you to stay grounded. When this Queen is in reverse, she is not grounded. She's flighty, she's moody, she's overbearing, she's like the helicopter mother, right? So